Hello everyone, I'm joined here by Mr. Rahul Sasi from CloudSec. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today here. So, sir, firstly, I would like to understand, according to you, what foundational capabilities must AI systems possess to reliably identify early warning signs in in an organization?
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a high-level idea of what we term as AI, right? I mean, anything which is able to make autonomous decisions completely without a human intervention is what we are going to assume as an AI. Now, there are two aspects to it, right? And everybody keeps talking about AI and agentic systems. What LLMs are, which is what AI is, large language models, they have the capability of the world knowledge. Everything that the world knows, they have it. So it's like a wiki of information, knowledge. So it knows all the answers to every question. What it doesn't have is wisdom. Wisdom is knowing what to do at the right time. So knowledge and wisdom are two different things. With knowledge, you can do, you can say that, hey, when this happens, do this, right? But in an ambiguous, uncertain situations, making decisions on its own, we haven't completely reached there, and that's what a lot of focus on agentic agents are. Rather, how do you impart the human wisdom? Like, you would know what not to do, right? As much as what to do.
Yeah.
That wisdom is what is being imparted, and today the machines lack that. Eventually, it will come, by the way, and with all the research which is happening. So places where wisdom is needed, it fails today. And we'll give you an example. To give you an example, it cannot, when found a vulnerability, that can you exploit, find a proof of concept. What we have seen in our experimentations is that we can tell these agents that, hey, listen, you exploit, but don't create any damages. What we have seen is it do that particular thing. At the same time, it also not follows the instruction properly. We have seen instances where, given a vulnerability, to validate it breaks in, it then deletes a bunch of files as well, and then comes back and apologizes. Saying, and then we ask you, well, we have very specifically instructed you not to do that. The agent will come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. So that is the space, the wisdom aspect of the agentic systems are where the gap is today. So anything which only needs knowledge, like, if this comes, this is what we need to do, will be done. Provide that very specific instruction, but choosing from a wide variety of options to choose from, we are not still there. I hope I made the answer.
Yes. So building on that, like, a lot of enterprises are now kind of applying automated threat detection in their organizations. So according to you, what human oversight models are essential to maintain the trust in this AI-driven system?
Yeah. See, the biggest problems with these large language models is or neural networks, which is the foundation of these LLMs, are we don't really know or understand how they would come to a very specific answer, right? It's very difficult. Like, for example, a kid, you tell them not to do that, they might not do. To an adult, you tell them not to do that, they will not do that. LLMs act like these kids who, even if you instruct something, they will immediately do that, right? So the problem is, when you have to backtrace why did they do that, it is very difficult to understand. So what I'm coming to that is, in areas where you need complete autonomy, right? We cannot depend on agents today. But things like, for instance, right? I mean, updating a software, will it have consequences on the production unless the entire environment can be tested, like after the update, tested and validated and then repurposed? Unless you have the whole infrastructure ready to do the whole cycle of things, you cannot depend on the machine to make that instructions. You would need a human to validate and approve it. And in fact, many of the agents are doing that as well, right? And they're saying, well, when this happens, reach out for support.
Flag this.
Yeah,
Yes.
flag this, and when this happens, reach out for a human support. That's how the workflows are being built today.
Yes.
But I think a lot of things we have to see how that evolves. We have to see how that evolves.
Definitely. And so today at Security BSides Bangalore event, like you have seen the energy out there. So what is your opinion on community-led events like this?
We've been always very keen, and like from the very beginning of the company, the company's mission is to, and in fact, in our mission workbook, this is written that we have to do everything which is right for the cybersecurity community. Like if you look at all our marketing activities, I mean, we've been sponsoring BSides not just here, across the world. And we always try to be the goodie bag sponsor in that event, because our objective is that whatever marketing we do has to benefit the security community. Not just because our brand logo is there, but because whatever progress we are making is in a way reaching the community in the form of a goodie, in the form of a good technical content, in the form of a good blog, a free tool. That's how we've been always, and that's how we've been building the company also. Very pro community.
Definitely. So thank you so much for joining us here today. It is truly a pleasure that I got a moment to sit down and talk to you about agentic AI. Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much.